Breaking news. Jimmy Buckets to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Damn, the rich get richer, Dave.
What is up, know-it-alls? Welcome back to another NBA video where Jimmy Buckets has officially been traded to the 76ers. Joey, can you fill us in on the details of this trade?
All right, so I woke up to this. I woke up really late today. I woke up from a text from you, Buckets to the fucking 76ers. I was like, no way. I was like,
Wait,
what?
that's how you
What?
found out? I didn't know that's how you found out.
Yeah, dude. I like woke up and I was like, wait, what?
The text
I was
from
like,
me, hey, call me Woj.
breaking news out here, baby. No, so I was like, no way, I can't believe it. So I immediately like looked up the deal. So Jimmy Butler and Justin Patton from the Timberwolves got traded to the 76ers in exchange for Robert Covington, Dario Saric, and I think a future second round pick.
hmm
So this is obviously this is a massive high risk, high reward move for the
I agree.
76ers. I mean, they need to definitely re-sign Jimmy Butler like after the season because like we know he only has 1 year left on his deal. They gave up some really solid pieces in Covington and Saric. But hey, listen, when Jimmy Butler's on his game, he's a top 15 player in the league. The only question is now is boy, the 76ers, they still need shooting. Like Saric, Covington, those are like their 3-point shooters. They don't have a lot of them in Philadelphia. They have JJ Redick, but who else? I think you look at Embiid, you look at Ben Simmons, you look at Fultz, you look at Jimmy Butler. Is Embiid the best 3-point shooter like on that team? Like besides JJ Redick, like if he is, that's a problem.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just because like you are giving up like kind of like the strength. Like what made the Sixers good last year? Like in my opinion, like correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was how long they were. They were super long, and they had a bunch of 3 and D guys surrounding Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and everything kind of just clicked that way. Getting rid of Covington and Dark, it's like your two best 3 and D 6'10" plus guy. Like they, well, how they're both like 6'9", 6'10" ish, right?
Yeah, Saric is obviously a little bit bigger than Covington
Yeah,
because he plays a power forward. But like you said, I mean, last postseason, the Sixers had Marco Bellinelli, they had
yeah,
Ersan Ilyasova. Those are 3-point shooters. That's the reason why they went so far, I think.
yeah.
And I mean, on top of that, they had a deeper bench last year than they do right now. Like, are these starters gonna play all 48 minutes?
Yeah, it's
You know
like
what I mean?
before they had like the two budding stars surrounded with a bunch of great complementary players, and now they've kind of just like abandoned that and they're just full blown go for star power now. And like again, I don't know how well Jimmy Butler fits with Ben Simmons in the same way because Ben Simmons isn't a scorer, although he can put 21, 22 points a game. He's not like a true scorer, and he kind of needs the ball and he needs to get up shots to get those points, and he's like a dribble drive penetration guy. So again, on the floor, when you have MB that's in the paint, you have Ben Simmons that does his damage in the paint, Jimmy Butler that does most of his damage in the paint. Like it's gonna be very clogged up. I don't know how that's gonna really fit.
Yeah, their play styles are pretty weird. Not weird, but I mean they're all very good. But like you said, they all have a lot of similarities in it. I mean, I think both Ben Simmons and Jimmy Butler need the ball in their hands to be effective.
I agree.
Obviously, you know Jimmy Butler, he's not going to play poorly. Like if you ask him to play off the ball, he can do that. He's just better when he has the ball in his hand. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just want to know, like, first of all, personality wise, I want to see how well they're going to get along because
Yes.
Jimmy Butler is an alpha. I think Joel Embiid is also. I mean, they're all alphas. You know what I mean? Embiid and Simmons, they're both an alpha. I think Jimmy Butler is gonna fuck with Markel Fultz's mind.
Oh my
I
gosh.
just I wonder like
Markel Fultz, can we just officially say he's a bust?
no, we
Like,
can't do that
is
yet.
it
We can't do
over?
that yet.
Like, I'm kind of over it. I don't even want to see him on the floor at this point. I'd
Listen, I
trade him
think
for something.
yeah, he is as close to, he is as, very close to being called a bust in my opinion. I hate calling people busts like before their second year is up. But yeah, it is not looking good for him. I mean, he went through this whole offseason where he said he was working on his shot. He got like that really well-known like athletic trainer Drew Hanlon to work on a shot. Drew Hanlon was saying that his shot's better, but it still looks terrible.
Yeah.
And
Can we just
But
throw it back and just remember that the 76ers traded up from the 3 spot to the 1 spot to get Markel Fultz when they could have gotten Jason Tatum?
dude,
So I think they gave up a first round pick for that.
if the Sixers had Jason Tatum instead, I mean,
He would fit better than Jimmy Butler in my opinion because Jason
yeah,
Tatum's got a better shot.
there's no need for Jimmy Butler when you have Jason Tatum because Jason Tatum, like his ceiling or whatever you want to call it, his
Yeah,
potential is like a prime
top
Jimmy
5.
Butler. Like
Yeah.
except he has more of a jump shot than Jimmy Butler, but he's super long. He can defend like four positions.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, the Sixers would be insane. I
Yeah.
mean, you also have to think about it. I mean, the 76ers, they could have had Porzingis with Embiid too, but they drafted
Oh my
Okafor over Embiid.
gosh. Oh my gosh. But what's it called? At the end of the day though, I definitely think you got to do the trade. Like I know you're giving up Saric and you're giving up Covington, like 2 key pieces, but like whenever you trade away role players for a superstar, typically the team that gets the superstar wins. And yeah, they're not going to have the same depth and they're not going to be like again as deep as they were last year. But when you have better players, typically you have a better team. But
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like this was like there was no I don't think there was a loser in this trade. I think Minnesota got a fair not a fair deal, but as good a deal as they would have gotten for Jimmy Butler. I mean, Covington and Saric both slot into their starting lineup pretty well. And then I guess the future second round pick that's whatever. But yeah, I mean, before this trade, I thought that the teams that were going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals would be the Raptors, and then a toss up between like the Bucks and the Celtics. I didn't think that the 76ers were going to make it, but now with Jimmy Butler, I think
yeah, you got to put them
I
up
think
there.
they could definitely make the Eastern Conference Finals at least.
Yeah, I want to touch a little bit on what you said. Like that's a big if for me too. How is Jimmy Butler going to fit on this roster? Cuz you can kind of see how the 76ers are very eerily similar to the Timberwolves, like a dominant big man and then
Yeah,
like a younger like off guard, like point guard kind of guy like in Wiggins and in Ben Simmons. Like they're not comparable at all as far as their style of play, but like Simmons seems to be a little passive to me. So like I don't know
yeah.
how that's gonna affect like with Jimmy Butler because he's coming in and Joel Embiid, although he's an alpha, he's very like fun loving and like he doesn't take things too
He's not as
serious.
serious as like Jimmy Butler would like him to be.
Exactly. So that kind of makes, and that was one of the things that like he was telling that Cat wasn't serious enough. Like he wasn't grinding enough. Like, is he gonna call out Joel Embiid now? Because like I don't know how great Joel Embiid's work ethic is. I know he's an incredible player, an incredible talent, but I wouldn't consider him like the hardest working guy in the league. So again, I'm just curious to see how that's gonna be with Jimmy Butler on the team because I could see him calling out these players now.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see it too. I think for Jimmy Butler, if anything, just this is a much needed culture change. He just needed a fresh start. Hopefully, he goes into. I mean, the 76ers are in a better position than the Timberwolves are, so hopefully Jimmy Butler takes that into account and he's not as like harsh on these guys because he doesn't have to push them as much as he had to push the Timberwolves because the 76ers are already like right there at the top of the East
Mm-hmm.
and the Timberwolves were not there. They were, 7, 8 seed or whatever. So, I mean, who knows how like serious Jimmy Butler is going to be with these guys, and we'll see if if he resigns with them like long term. Like that'd be huge too.
Yeah, that would be big. But yeah, we just gotta see how it goes, I guess.
Yep.
I got nothing else. You got anything?
I mean, they said the earliest that Jimmy Butler can play is on Wednesday against the Magic. So I'm curious to see what that team's gonna look like. I mean, their coach Brett Brown, he's a smart guy. I want to see what lineups he rolls out there. I don't know what their starting lineup is now, but moving forward, I would have to think it's like Ben Simmons at the 1, JJ Redick at the 2, Butler at the 3.
They're pretty
Uh,
adamant about starting Markel Fultz, so I wouldn't. They
maybe they'll
might have
start.
Fultz, Reddick, Butler, Simmons, and Bede.
I mean, that's a solid starting lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. If Fultz
I
can
mean,
develop a shot,
they just need something from like Markel Fultz, dude, because like here's the thing, like he's not a bad like I haven't watched enough of him to say if he's like a bad like defensive player, or like a playmaker in general, but just like his shot is just like so
I
embarrassing.
have no idea. I've literally never seen. You're more of a basketball guy, like I always say, but I've never seen anything like Markel Fultz, where he came into the league. He was a scorer. Like that's why he got drafted #1 overall. He was like the highest leading scorer. He was draining threes. He had a great shot. Like I remember he was on like Sports Nation one time, and they were doing this dumb little like shooting contest because he was such a good shooter. Like I don't. What happened? Like how can you get like you your entire life you've been so good and then all of a sudden you just get a broken shot? Like it doesn't make sense to me.
It's the yips, man. It has to be the yips. It's something mental in his head. It's not something that can be fixed physically in the off season. Um, I don't know. I have no explanation for it. I think
To me, the
I
equivalent would be like a #1 overall pick quarterback just forgetting how to throw the football. Like, could you
yeah,
imagine? Like, he's like, "Oh no, I don't remember how to like what?"
yeah. Like he's just like if the quarterback like if it was like a slant, he just like it's just a weak pass and it just drops at like the line of
Yeah, he just throws
scrimmage.
it at the ground. Like, what are you doing? Like, throw the ball.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I've never seen it either. Like just, but it was true. I guess some people just can't handle like just the pressure and all that. And I think it just like it's so weird to say like someone is broken or like their brain got broken, but I think that's what happened with Markel Fultz. Like his brain is just broken.
His brain is broke. There's a bunch of like monkeys, like.
Exactly, and they're all in cahoots right now. They're going crazy
Yeah. Also like, how did the Heat not pull this trade off for Jimmy Butler? If all it took was
because
like a guy
they
like,
didn't want to include Josh Richardson.
oh, that's why. Is that the official thing?
Yeah, the Heat took out Josh Richardson, and then Timberwolves were like, all right, well we're gonna then that's that. We're not taking anything less than Josh
See, I
Richardson, so we're
thought
going
Josh
Butler.
Richardson was a must in that, and I thought we were giving him up because I would have taken Josh Richardson straight up for Jimmy Butler than Darch and Covington.
Yeah, yeah, no, I know.
That and a
I
pick
think
is
Josh
better,
Richardson's obviously the better player than Covington and Saric, but
and potential.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
All right, guys, that is the video. Breaking news: Jimmy Butler to the 76ers. The NBA is crazy. The NBA is so much fun to watch. Like literally,
I
we
know
always say it.
it's so
Yeah,
much more exciting than the NFL,
yeah.
like
Than
hands
any
down,
other
soccer.
sport. It's just like there's so much pieces moving and so much drama. I love it. It's awesome. But like this video if you enjoy what you watch. Comment down below. What do you think? Who won this trade? Do you think the Timberwolves won this trade by departing from Jimmy Butler? Because they pretty much got something for nothing because he was leaving regardless. Or do you think the 76ers are going to benefit from this trade? If you are new here, subscribe. We talk about every single sport and we post daily videos. Joey, anything you got?
I am just super curious to see if Jimmy Butler signs an extension with the Sixers. If he doesn't sign an extension with the Sixers, then this is a major loss like for the Sixers. Like they gave away all those guys for nothing.
Yeah. And also with Jimmy Butler, what is his like stock around the league after being on like 3 teams in like 3 years and having issues everywhere he goes?
Yeah,
I'm just
you're
saying,
absolutely right.
like what would his stock be on around the league? So I don't think that'll happen. But all right, guys, that is the video. We will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a great one. See ya.
See ya.